As we first reported last year, something's not right with Todd Gurley. Seahawks.
Hold on a second. Now, I know you're being facetious by saying that, but you're also saying what everybody is thinking.
Yeah.
And everybody's been talking about.
Yeah, of course.
Ever since that Week 12 offense went on tilt Monday night game between the Chiefs and the Rams that was thrown in the LA Coliseum last minute because of the field in Mexico. And it was the death of defense. I mean, that's it for defense in the NFL. There's never going to be defense anymore. And then the Patriots won a Super Bowl where they scored the only touchdown of the game.
Yeah.
And prior to last week, still had not given up a touchdown on defense since that game. That said, we've had everybody here. Pretty much everybody here, including Sean McVay. No, it's
fine.
It's fine. It's just the flow of the game. And the number of times where he says, I need to do a better job of figuring out how to get. I mean, he takes it on himself.
But through 4 games this year, he has 30 less carries than a year ago.
And he had 4 receptions in the first half last week. I know that because, again, Kurt, Mooch, Irv, and I were at the game doing a rehearsal for our London game that's next week between the Bucks and the Panthers. And I said the stat that he had as many receptions in the first half as he had in the first 3 weeks of the season. He had 4 catches for 8 yards going into that game last week. Now, he had a good game last week.
And I think he had 9 catches last week and a bunch of targets, but that was also because they were down 3 scores early and Goff threw it almost 70 times. So he was asked yesterday about how he's being used in relationship to Malcolm Brown and alternating series, and this is what he said.
I think I've asked you asked this question before, so take the answer I gave you last time. I don't remember giving you the question either.
He's just kind of staring off and then walks off.
Wow, that's so un-Gurley-like right there.
Haven't seen him like this really ever.
Since he called Fisher's offense a high school offense, the offense that they were running before Fisher got bounced. He's getting frustrated.
And that was 2016.
I mean, he's an OG. I mean, he is in this league, supposed to be discussed and supposed to be.
He's been an MVP candidate in the last 2 years.
Right. He's supposed to be up there with. We're talking about Zeke. We're talking about Kamara. We're talking about now McCaffrey's joined that conversation. Saquon. It's supposed to be Gurley first.
Yep.
And his money is what, as you know, has created issues contractually for Le'Veon Bell in Pittsburgh and then almost in Dallas with Zeke. Tonight's the night, man. Now, I would understand the diminishing returns that we saw last year from Gurley if it is health-related. And remember, again, they drafted him. Les Snead and the Rams were way ahead of the game, drafting him 10th overall, coming out of Georgia, coming off of a knee injury that everybody thought not only would knock him out for his rookie season, but also potentially long-term for his playing career. So, if there is some issue going on with his knee and you hear it could be, it doesn't need surgery, it could be arthritis, could be a whole bunch of things, no idea, that they are wisely letting their foot off the gas pedal in the first month of the season and will eventually give more gas so he does have an end of the season this year similar to the first 12 games of the season last year that we did not see in the final, what would you say, 7 games for them. Week 13 on, and then the 3 playoff games that they played in. So we should reserve judgment, but the judging is already happening, and sometimes we fall into that. Tonight's the night, though. It's raining.
Short week.
Or it's a short week, right? Maybe the short week's not the time to take the guardrails off. All I know
but you
is
don't
that,
want Goff throwing it 50 times tonight.
And you also don't want Russell Wilson out there as much as you against a defense that we saw had trouble last week. So and McVay isn't sometimes Mr. Control the Clock.
No.
At all. As a matter of fact, at the end of the first half last week, when Gurley did, it was a 21-7 game.
Okay. Punched it in.
And no, it was a 21-7 game, and the Rams had an opportunity. I think it was 21-7. The Rams had an opportunity with 4 minutes to go. I even said to the guys in rehearsal, I'm like, do you, Mooch, take a 4-minute offense here? Because you get the ball first to start the second half. Do you go ahead and use this last 4 minutes and then tie the game with your next possession or attempt to do that? And he says that's kind of not McVay's MO, but we'll see. And then sure enough, they marched right down the field, and the Bucs did have enough time to put points on the board before the end of the first half. I think tonight's a Gurley, like, give it to him 20, 25 touches tonight and run it through him. Old school, just like the last 12 weeks. You do that, I think you can come out with a win this evening.
Let's hope so.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.